This is a certified hood classic.
Joey, have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
All rise, order in the court. It is time because
we said so.
To do court.
Yeah, that's how it works around here. We make the rules and you live by them.
Yeah, it would appear that they're. I don't know. It looks great though. And this woman, she looks mad as hell.
Yeah, that's not even a real forest. That's
not.
They're trying to fool us.
One of those Amazon tarp things.
What kind of a-hole would pretend to have a background that's not real?
Nah, right? I mean, look at
jerks. Just let the real thing show.
Right?
Speaking of shows, Creed, we got a case. If you're new here, which there may be several of you that are, this was preempted yesterday because of the holdup, the hostage crisis that went on during Judge DeSanto's early session.
So we got a 2 for Tuesday today, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, two back to back. They ain't too long, but they're just right, if you ask me. Oh, is that how it works? Antifreeze will keep your plants alive during the winter months.
Pro tip from Flusher. Remember, educational channel.
I mean, he's no old squishy gardener, but we'll take it.
Right.
So, the first case we'll see is kind of weird because this lady claims she does not even know her assailant. She does not know the person she has drug into court. It's a stranger danger, Creed. Okay. Got to be careful with that. And real quick, thank you for the overwhelming attention we got yesterday for the way we handled the DeSanto case.
Oh, cool. Good.
Everybody was very thankful. Very nice things were said, and we really, truly do appreciate that.
Nice. Yeah, that was an interesting one. If you guys missed it and didn't join us, we had an early one yesterday. It was live. And it's a pretty interesting one, and to see it all play out with a good ending, by the way.
For once.
There's that. Paz, congratulations. 12 months a member. I'll give you the first hallelujah of the day, Paz. You got it. Let's do some court, huh?
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi, Miss Burnsides. Is that you?
Yes. I'm so sorry. I was pushing #6, and I thought I was pushing *6, and I kept pushing it over and over.
That's no problem. Miss Wilhelm, if you could mute yourself again for just a minute. I'm going to pass on this one again and go back to the previous one.
So we got one person on video, one person calling in.
And we've got one person that's in a forest that has a picture of a forest behind them. I'm sorry. I just keep staring at what's happening there.
It's interesting. Maybe the trees really suck in their forest, and they really want it to look like a good forest.
I don't know. Yeah, this guy, he's got nice glasses, though. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's some young buck I ain't never seen before.
Amanda down here, she's got a gamer chair that Knox always says it's just for, was it Chinese boys, I believe?
Oh, easy. Yeah.
Something like that.
All right, so I'm going to call again 23-000227. This is a request for a protection order from Miss Laureen Clark.
Baby.
Respondent is Renee Burnsides. Both are present here via Zoom. And
isn't that what Amanda Hug and Kiss there that just went away that has a baby has basically in her back?
She had something. I don't know what that was. It looked like a moon or a planet, perhaps. I'm not really sure.
Anyways.
The way this works is we're going to have a hearing on the request for a protection order. You'll both be given an opportunity to speak and to testify about these events and argue as to why a protection order should or shouldn't be allowed. And you'll both be under oath, and you'll both be talking directly to the court, not with each other. It's very important that you don't interrupt each other. If you do, I'll have to mute you. We're just going to proceed in an orderly fashion where you tell your story to the court, and you'll each have an opportunity to
Is
speak.
this person talking to themselves?
All right. So
so,
let's go ahead and swear you in. If you could raise your right hand. And do you swear that the testimony that you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, I do, Your Honor.
Gary, where
All
are
right, I've heard an
you?
affirmative from Ms. Burnside's on the phone, and I've seen and heard Ms. Clark affirm. So you're both sworn in, and we can hear first from Ms. Clark. Ms. Clark, I've reviewed the extensive documents that you've filed and your request for the protection order, but I'd like to hear from you and hear your side of the story.
Again, I'm sorry, I can't help with these people in the forest though are killing me. They've got a duck decoy or something that's blue right there, and
Maybe they're in what do they call this? Hunting blind. Maybe they're in the
maybe.
midst of a great duck hunt.
I can't help it with it.
I love
Yeah,
the dirty ass pillow too. Is that just an outdoor pillow or?
I think it's an outdoor only. That's just a little bit of mold. No big deal. You can still rest your head on the nice leopard side, but it's fine. Or cheetah, whatever it is. Anyways, yeah, this lady that's I guess phoned it in today. She's a little bit weird.
I heard her.
Herself.
Yeah, she was like, oh yeah, okay. She kind of reminds me of Underdog Lady.
Speaking of which, I spent 1 hour and 30 minutes watching one of those videos with Richard and Sale and Tradio calls last night.
Oh,
it's so good.
can't go wrong with that.
A bunch of them that I hadn't heard before, actually, which is nice. Marky, welcome to court. Good to see you.
Yes, Your Honor. So I filed this protection order because I have felt that
Charlotte, welcome. Good to see you from France.
Oh, from the old Squirrel Gang. Beefy.
Love it.
Miss Burnside's actions have started to escalate. And I'm not really necessarily feeling comfortable in my own home or able to have my kids just go outside. Miss Burnside's, it's come to my
I'm sorry, let
awareness
me interrupt you for just a moment, Ms. Clark. Ms. Burnside's, can you hear Ms. Clark okay?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're all communicating. Thank you. And Ms. Clark, you can
Thank you so
continue.
much.
Okay. So Miss Burnside's is a stranger to me. She is not a friend of mine or has never been invited or welcome in my home, is not any friend of a family. But it was come to light that she is a mutual acquaintance of a friend. So to be honest, I'm not really certain why this this action towards me and harassment has started and continued. Your Honor, did you want me to go through kind of dates of the different incidences?
I thought the same
I think
thing.
there's so many here that would take too much time. If you
Okay.
could give me a description of the 3 most serious events that you
Top
wanted
3,
to
babe.
note
Top
to the
3.
court.
Okay. Yes, so I should say, excuse me, hold on.
She just got that very
Um,
sensual voice.
One that is a sort of alleged, I'm not certain, was the incident on May 9th when in the middle of the night, someone fitting Miss Burnside's stature walked into my front yard with a 5-gallon bottle of automotive coolant and stepped into my flower bed and poured that into the flower bed area. This person was dressed in all black with a hood over their head and a mask on their face. But I did catch on. So again, I saw this because I caught it on my doorbell camera.
Question. She said that a person fitting Mrs. whatever her name is,
Her stature.
Are we trying to say it was like is it a robust ninja that has she's been accosted by that is huge. That's a big. I mean, 5 gallons is heavy.
Yeah.
I got a 5-gallon gas can I use, and it's heavy if you fill it up. But are we saying it was an overweight ninja that has infiltrated this lady's flower beds?
That's a whole Home Depot bucket worth.
Shame.
Huh.
And she don't know her. Only a friend of a friend.
Not an acquaintance, not invited over to the house, not
I feel
anything.
like there's something we're just not getting here.
Yeah. Maybe we're just not to the point yet. We'll see.
Maybe.
Listen to that seductive, sweet
Hi, guys.
voice from Miss Clark.
With
whoever called her out with the $10 Amazon wig that she has on.
You think that's a wig? Really?
That's what they're
I
saying
don't
in the
know.
chat. Not me. I would never say something
Like she's in disguise or something? Like,
Close.
she cosplaying?
I don't know.
Okay, interesting.
And with her preceded attempts coming to my front door, the reason I believe this is one in this.
Very quickly, I do want to point out, not to sidetrack things, but Double L's got a date Friday night with a guy who has a beard like Judge Dude. That is, I don't even go on the date. I'm just gonna say it now. Don't do it.
I thought you were gonna say, don't go on the date. Just open the door, let him in, and just go straight to the bedroom.
Oh no!
Obviously he's a stud.
Obviously, he's a great looking dude.
He had beautiful hair.
You're not gonna be able to get past that. You're not gonna be able to enjoy the date. I'm just saying. I wish you.
It's called The Art of Seduction, Creed.
Is it? Is it the fact that she said a lot of things about Judge Dude? So I'm wondering, maybe is it that she thinks the opposite, like, you know, the double negative thing? Maybe.
Let's know
Good
how
luck.
that goes.
Make sure to let us know how it goes, please. Thinking about you.
Same person is the mannerisms, the gait and shoes that Miss Burnside has worn matched what the person that was pulling coolant into my flower bed did that evening on May 9th. Then on May 30th at 11:46 p.m., I had called 911 because Miss Burnside came to my home, parked in my driveway, got in and out of her car 3 times to knock loudly on my door and ring the doorbell. My neighbors have all been, by this time, because it has been ongoing since March, my neighbors had recorded her also coming to my door and banging on it loudly. And I think I provided that as well in the evidence. And at that point, it was just me and my daughters at home. Again, I don't know why she was here or what the purpose was. And I've come to feel that I'm uncertain of what her behavior is going to bring.
She's sitting
at my home.
She's sitting on a 5-gallon bucket right now, taking care of business. Maybe with
it's all crazy.
Chelsea, thank you. 2 bones. Appreciate you. Love having you here.
Amazing. Look, I'm gonna say this: the way she described this lady, from everything from the stature, the gait, the shoes. These are all things I hear when people describe seeing Bigfoot as well. I could tell by his stride it was Bigfoot. This lady, like a massive woman.
Just third incident that's troubled you?
Yes. So the third incident was probably the most recent, where this was on July 25th, where this was in the morning, 9:14 a.m. She came and knocked on my door, rang the doorbell, probably stood there for less than a minute, maybe a minute, walked away. Then she came back about 40 minutes later, did the same thing. I finally sort of had the courage to answer her through my doorbell system that she's not welcome here. And I've again called the police. Miss Burnside's responded that she didn't think I was home. And why were the police on their way? and then swore at me and walked away.
And Ms. Clark, can you tell me how all of these various incidents have made you feel?
Yes, Your Honor. Due to all these incidents, I'm a single mom and I have 2 children, and I have felt very uncertain, very unsure, very anxious, not comfortable even really going outside in my neighborhood at different times of the day. Uncertain because she's driven behind the road behind my house, honking the horn. If I should be in my backyard, I just don't want her to see me. I don't feel like this has let me rephrase. I feel like this has caused me much anxiety to leave my home, in fear of that I will run into her in some way, whether it's even her or see her car, and then feel that I need to, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to protect myself, protect my property, protect my children, protect other friends that come over to visit or family? I feel it's also potentially impacted my relationship with my neighbors. I don't want to feel ostracized in my place of living.
Big word.
There's schools.
I certainly understand that, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we've got other cases on the docket today, so I have to try to keep things moving along. I'm not trying to be weird. But I understand you've answered my question, certainly.
Okay.
And then one last question for you is, since you didn't have a previous relationship with the respondent, how did you identify her as the person that's been doing these things in your neighborhood and specifically targeting your house?
So that was actually my neighbor, Mrs. Mank, Martha Mank. She provided a statement, a witness statement. And she was the one that actually approached me when I was outside one day and asked me if I knew who this person was, because she had found out through, I'm not sure if it was an acquaintance of hers or whatnot, that this was Miss Burnside's. And did I know her? And this felt like it was very harassing, and she was concerned for me.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Clark. Was there anything else you had for me
sound.
before I hear from the respondent?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Clark. And now I'd like to hear from the respondent, Ms. Burnside. You can proceed when you're ready.
Hi, Your Honor. I don't actually know where to start. I have apologized to her neighbors for my behavior. I did not, I've never met her. I had never spoken to her until she spoke to me on the Ring camera. She knows exactly why I know who she is, because my boyfriend is living in her house. We've been together for 4.5 years. She met him on a sex site and then moved him in with her daughters and her.
Oh, what? No. Wait a minute.
Maybe you might have wanted to mention that there is a connection here, not just some random stranger that's coming over and doing things to your flower bed.
Oh my goodness. Her boyfriend of 4 big years met Mrs. Clark on a sex site.
You think that's Craigslist? Or?
She didn't say a really dirty, dingy, disgusting sex site. She said a sex site.
The cave divers?
Do you think it's just where women talk to men? Aye. And so he's up in there. No wonder.
Wow. Shelly, hello.
Shelly, hi.
That's a good point. She got right to it, didn't she, though? She got that.
I don't know where to start.
I
hope she makes some of those weird sounds while she's talking.
Damn. Yeah, no, that's a
bomb. That's a big bomb.
And I hate to say this, Judge Creed speaking here, that that her not mentioning any of that during all of what she just said,
Not once.
that kind of, for me, I'm not a big.
She said it was just her and her kids living there,
Right.
single mom.
Why would you not mention that unless you're trying to? I don't know. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Makes you feel like she's trying to be sneaky.
Right, like we're trying to cover up
Deceptive.
something.
Yeah, absolutely.
He, at the times that I came to her house and honked the horn, I was supposed to be picking him up, and he had either fallen asleep or his phone died and didn't answer. When she says I went and knocked and rang the doorbell and then left, I knocked and I rang the doorbell because I was supposed to be picking him up, or the day that I didn't know she was there.
I mean, perfect excuse. I don't know if she's lying or not, but still, that sounds perfectly.
That sounds legitimate. Like,
sure.
Hey, he's like, hitting her up. Hey, I know I'm over here at the girl's house.
I mean,
can you come pick me up? Thanks.
This lady has done. She ain't even been on for 30 seconds and already is killing it. Fletcher, thank you. Shout out to my millennial coworker chick for bringing in their leftover Jell-O shots from the weekend. Nice.
I thought we would hang out because we do. And when no one answers the door, you leave. I've never spoken to her. I don't know what she looks like. I would never.
Is it really her? She says she goes to pick him up because they hang out sometimes.
Right.
Is that really your boyfriend if you're just hanging out sometimes and he's living with this woman over here? She
might be kind of old school where you refer to friends that are girls and friends that are boys as the boyfriend. I don't know. Well, that's a good point.
Presume to speak to or say or anything to her children. In the paperwork, it says, she said something about, like I said, something about taking her children, and she alludes to it being like I was going to take her children. I stated that she was not operating in the best interest of her children as someone who works for DCYF, because the man she moved into her home that she met on a sex site is a active drug user in her home with her children there.
So your explanation makes a little bit of sense, but I don't understand why that would result in you driving around the neighborhood honking your horn in the middle of the night.
I was honking because I was trying to wake him up because he was supposed to be coming with me. He had called me and said that he was bored and was tired of being stuck there. He had to save his gas to get to work the next day. And what was I doing? And I said, I'll come and get you. And he said, okay. He said, let me know when you're close and I'll hang it and I'll come out. I called, he didn't answer. I called several more times and he didn't answer. So then I honked my horn because I really didn't think about the neighbors.
Are you just trying to kill her roses out of some kind of revenge thing because she had your ex-boyfriend? I don't understand why you're pouring liquid onto her roses.
That wasn't me, Your Honor. I was never, the only time I've ever been to her door was to leave him his lunch that he had left in my car, to leave the barbecue, which is in the paperwork, that I had stayed with him where he was working down in Hoquiam, and we barbecued that night. He was finishing that job. His car was full of tools. He asked if I would bring the barbecue and drop it off at his house. That's what I did.
Okay.
All right. So the honking, not the way to do it, right? But I could understand it, I guess.
That's very old school. People don't typically pull out up outside people's house anymore. They just like text them and say, hey, I'm outside.
That is old school way, though. I mean, you hear a honk, you're ready to go. They're here. I mean,
it's definitely, I see some points making sense, but at the same time, is it just a coincidence that somebody's trying to knock off her flyers?
Listen, either this lady's really good at being a little facetious about things that are happening, or because even her excuse about the flowers is pretty decent because of what this one testified to. She's not 100% sure. It's a person in all black. It's a ninja, right?
Yeah.
Same stature, but come on. That's
chunky.
It was at night.
I know with my ring, you really can't see too much, and to say it was the same shoes, unless she wears like clown shoes or something, something very distinctive. But let's hear it for this guy who is able to leave his girlfriend, go to this broad's house. He's over there texting her, saying, "Yeah, I'm bored. I'm done over here. Can you come pick me up?" And right away, there she is, honking the horn. Come on, baby.
Honk, honk. I'm hoping that the judge asks this one down here about him a little bit and why she didn't mention that in the beginning and played it off like she's a complete stranger that just lives out in the woods with dirty pillows. Right? I hope he asks her.
Dirty pillows.
I need to know. And I want to know what the sex site is.
Thank you. I understand. Did you have anything else for the court?
No, Your Honor.
Sorry, it's hard to not talk over you when you're on the phone. Let me just ask again. Did you have anything else for the court?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So I am going to enter a restraining order in this case. It's an anti-harassment order based on repeated acts of what could either be qualified as harassment or stalking. It actually qualifies as both. I'm going to find that the respondent has repeatedly come to Miss Clark's home.
I guess she didn't bamboozle the judge. I guess I wanted to know more, Chris.
And for everyone asking about the video, I'm sure the video has been submitted, but here in Washington State, they do not show us the evidence if it's photographic or if they have any videos or anything like that. That is all viewed prior. Whereas in Georgia, where I'm at now, apparently, you have to submit your evidence during the hearing so that you're basically like making sure it's being presented. This is, it has to be done that way. Whereas here, you can submit your stuff. The judge will look at it beforehand and then listen to your testimony. I'm kind of shocked. I'm not gonna sit here and say, I saw that coming.
I guess the only thing that we can take from that and from what you just said is that, again, there's a good possibility that he knows a lot more about this situation, has seen the video and or any of the evidence. And maybe it's a more cut and dry thing that it's pretty obvious that it is this woman. Maybe. I don't know. But from what I heard, I wouldn't have been so quick to judge on that. I would have asked a couple of questions. But
and especially if she submitted the ring video of her coming to her door and beating on her door. You got to remember that. She said she talked to her through the ring one time when she was there, beating on the door and told her she was calling the police.
That's a very, very valid point. So, all right.
At all hours, uninvited, and has harassed Miss Clark repeatedly, resulting in not just Miss Clark being disturbed, but also the entire neighborhood being disturbed. There's tons of, excuse me, I shouldn't be so informal. There's plenty of evidence on the record supporting these allegations. And I find that Miss Clark's testimony here today was credible. I find that Miss Burnsides was doing this behavior because she believes her ex-boyfriend has been taken from her or for whatever reason, but she knowingly is doing this behavior in order to harass Miss Clark. And I'm going to order, therefore, Miss Burnsides, that you stay at least 1,000 feet away from Miss Clark's residence and place of business. Stay away from her children. Do not engage in any of this type of behavior. If for some reason you do have a communication from your ex-boyfriend and he wants to meet with you, do so not within 1,000 feet of Miss Clark's residence. Do so not within 1,000 feet of Miss Clark. Do so not within 1,000 feet of Miss Clark's children. This order will be effective. This order will be effective for 1 year. And if you violate this order, there are very serious legal repercussions that you could face. It is a crime to do so. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, I do. May I say something? Please?
Go ahead.
As I stated, I was there to pick him up. That's the reason. The one time I was talking to you, I was just trying to get him in trouble with her. But I still see him. We're still essentially together. He's just living there. He says he doesn't sleep with her. He has a separate room. He's just staying there. So I don't. I was never intending to essentially harass her. I was trying to get him to do as he had said. He invited me there to get him, to pick him up. So I had been invited there to pick him up.
Yeah, we know.
When he was in North Carolina, I
I
stayed there
understand.
overnight with him.
Let me interrupt you there. I understand your explanations, Mr. Burnside. I find Ms. Clark to be credible, however, and I don't find your reasoning to be credible. If you genuinely believe that your ex-boyfriend wants to see you, again, do so not anywhere near Ms. Clark or her children or her place of business. And if you do violate this protection order, then it's a crime. And there's very serious legal consequences. All right. So I'm going to enter an order children. I'm going to enter an order to this effect now. And Ms. Clark, the clerk will arrange for you to get that electronically, I believe. And you should have that later today. If for some reason you don't receive a copy of this order, please let us know. And if the order is violated in any way, call 911 and show them a copy of this order and report the incident.
Okay, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Clark.
I'm not even mad on this one. Simply because,
Your Honor.
Oh God, she has more questions. Very quickly though, just simply because I'm going to go with the judge and believe him out of both of those people. And he said there was a good bit of evidence. And remember, he stopped and said, for the whole neighborhood. Like, I think this goes a little bit deeper than we think. I
like the fact that he's like, baby, look here. You know I'm just staying there. I ain't sleeping with her. Are you kidding me? She has terrible wigs. Your mom only and only. Are you gonna cook some chicken tonight on the grill? Because you said you were gonna do some more grilling and chilling. She got a question.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, may I ask you one more question?
I'm sorry, what's that?
May I just ask you one more question? May I ask why you thought I was incredible? Because I was honest with you.
I understand, but that's the way these things go in court sometimes. But you're excused now, and thank you.
That's the way the old ball bounces, he says.
He's pretty blunt. I like that.
I like that he cuts people off too. He's like, all right, well, that's enough.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next case.
2 for Tuesday.
Two.
She was shaking up.
Is that clear?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. And let me just pull up the documents that were filed in this matter.
Mikey's best friend, Corey, is in court. That's why we're watching this one today. Just so you know, in case you didn't realize it.
Raider Dave. Them colors don't run, son. I like that Corey decided that was the perfect spot in the house to do it.
All right, and let me swear you both in. If you could both raise your right hand.
Hoping that the judges are Raiders. In the
Do you swear that the testimony you'll give here today is the truth? The
nice
whole
hair,
truth
Chris.
and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir. Yes.
It's like I split in half and
Thank
sued
you both.
myself.
You've both been sworn in. And first I can hear from the petitioner, Mr. Harnish, when you're ready.
Don't worry, we'll hear from Tina.
Yes, thank you, Your
tomorrow.
Honor. I have filed this petition just from repeated threats and just like texting me 44 times in 4 hours. This is all work related. This is to a work phone.
4 times.
On a work phone.
Yeah, I listed all of the texts that were sent to me. All of these texts were not responded to, not a single one. I filed a petition in June when this originally happened. I was on vacation and I messed up the time because I was in a different time zone. So I apologize to court for wasting their time. I got back, I had blocked his number on my work phone, hadn't heard from him, so I was just gonna let it ride. Then when I powered on my work phone to go back to work after being on vacation, I saw that he had on the 22nd sent 4 more voicemails and 47 texts / voice texts.
Jeez.
Continuing his behavior.
All right, that's a lot, by the way.
That is a lot of texting. I mean, we hear it all the time. You know, you try and judge how much is too much, but 44 in 4 hours seems a bit excessive.
Hector, you are right. Here we are all thinking together that the duck had something to do with it, but we're going to find out tomorrow who Tina is, I guess.
Yeah, the duck is innocent.
40 plus times is not good and on a work related phone.
Yeah, they work together, I guess.
Still, that's an issue.
This time kind of escalating, making threats that he knows my home address because it was on the paperwork, which I didn't at the time think that was a big deal, but apparently he's going to use that. And then also just in the very next text after he sent that, he sent a voice text saying he's going to obtain a concealed weapons permit and laughing. And then he also repeatedly says, "You'll never know when I'll come through." And then he also makes references to being affiliated with the Crips, which I find that hard to believe, but okay. Yeah, just he's got some allegations that he's trying to use to extort our organization into giving him his job back, giving
Typical Raider fan, am I right?
him a higher pay rate, giving him my job. It just
This guy says that he's a member of the Crips. They let dorky old white dudes into the Crips these days? I mean, they must be really desperate for members if they're letting this guy in.
Well, after COVID, things changed, right?
Lampshade. We desperately need a lampshade.
Oh, yeah, we do.
It's just a bulb.
You think that thing just burns bright all night?
Shines bright like a diamond.
Yes.
It's pretty unhinged, to be fair. These voicemails are coming in at 6:19 in the morning. He's obviously intoxicated. Yeah, and I would just like there to be an order that stops him from contacting me or my organization, or coming to my place of employment. There's zero reason for him to contact me or come to my place of employment. And he's also kind of involved a bunch of other people in my organization with his rants and accusations, just really inappropriate stuff, homophobic remarks, transphobic remarks, saying that he's going to have sex with my ex-wife in front of me, like just really inappropriate things. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I'm just asking the court to have an order in to stop him from contacting me, and that's pretty much it.
I'm gonna bang your ex-old lady.
Imagine getting those kind of texts like 40 of them at 6:17 in the morning, like whatever he just said.
Here's some. I'm gonna hit you with some homophobic stuff, transphobic stuff, and baby, I'm gonna top it off with I'm gonna bang your old lady in front of you. That's right. You gotta watch. You'll have to wear your shirt that you got from the Creed collection.
I was going to say that earlier, too. It's the exact same shirt that I wear like 5 days a week.
The Creed collection.
Obscene.
I own like 7 or 8 of them, by the way. All the same color, same shirt.
Appropriate communications to you. Can you tell me how they made you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I have to document and like transcribe all of the information. So it made me feel like I'm not being able to do the work I'm supposed to be doing, which is helping homeless folks. Just
Good
taking
job.
large chunks of my time, having to discuss this with my HR, and this is all on work and email, like work phones and email. So it's all seen from my management. So I'm kind of obliged via organization to take time out of my day that is being paid from a nonprofit organization to deal with these. So annoyed, making a gun threat and saying he knows where I live. I mean, great, I'll respond to that if that happens. But again, that just adds another layer to it.
Okay. Was that all you had?
Yeah, and I mean, if there's any dispute of any of these voice messages sent, I have them all right here. I'd be more than happy to play them to the court, but I'm hoping it won't come to that. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Easy. You buy him Chick-fil-A sandwiches
All right.
like my wife.
Thank you, Mr. Harnish. Mr. Wimmer, you can proceed when you're ready.
Well, Mr. Harnish is making some pretty serious allegations right now, and I don't really agree with it. And these dates of 6/16 through 6/26 of my correspondence.
Jelly, thank you. 2 bones. If that guy's a crib, I'm the U.S. president, right? No kidding.
On a work phone so everybody can see it.
That he put in the protection order should have been put in the protection order on the last one that got dismissed. And why they are being put in this one, I have no idea, which has no irrelevance to this case at all, because he is talking about why I got fired and all that and
He got fired.
all that stuff. And what he is talking about, me saying I'm going to have sex with his wife, is untrue. And also, he is committing perjury in court documents. I don't know if you have realized that. And it's not right.
You heard the man.
Why are we not saying, I don't know, that all the other things were not, I guess, is he just owning up to it? Or I get, we're going a completely different way than I thought that Corey was going to handle this.
Corey's a man's man. He's going to tell you when he does stuff. I did it. I did all of it except for the stuff about his wife. His wife.
Yeah, that's basically that's what he's saying, right?
I would never bang his wife.
And then the way he just kind of called out the judge, in case you didn't notice or whatever he just said, like if you haven't noticed, it's committed perjury.
Just in case you didn't notice. And look at the face on Chris.
You guys talking about his hair like if he's upside down or he's not an inversion. It really
just looks like it.
Beautiful hair.
All right, and you've clearly made a number of communications to him. However, you admit that.
I have made communications with him, but I have not threatened him. No. And as far as the homophobic stuff he is saying, I don't do that. I don't agree with that type of stuff, or I would have never applied with interfaith. And as far as me extorting their organization, no, that is untrue also, because I already have another job. I am making $5 more than what I was making with interfaith. And I am working for a
Thank you,
better
Mr. Wimmer. I understand.
$5
Thank you. So at this point, I'm going to deny the request. I will find that there has been repeated contacts made by
Just
Mr.
like that?
Wimmer to Mr. Harnish.
That's quick.
And I do find that some of these could cause a reasonable person to be intimidated, frightened, or threatened. But I don't find that these communications have actually caused those feelings. There is no lawful or legitimate purpose for these communications. And Mr. Wimmer should know that these communications could cause someone to feel reasonably intimidated or threatened. I just don't see it here at this point in time. So I'm going to deny the request, but I would caution Mr. Wimmer to just leave Mr. Harnish alone. There's no legitimate purpose for these communications. And you're really on the borderline of being in trouble legally as a result of these types of communications. So I would suggest that you just stop.
Borderline illegal.
If they continue, Mr. Harnish, and if they cause you to feel actually threatened and fearful, then you can request another one. I'll make a finding that you do have a basis for pursuing another one if these types of communications continue and they actually cause you harm. So I'm not going to hold it against you if you request another restraining order in the future based on these communications. All right.
I do have a question,
though.
though.
For now, just leave each other alone. Mr. Wimmer, yes?
I do have a question. Since he is committing perjury in both of these court documents, what can I do about this?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not your lawyer. I can't advise you on that. I'm not making any findings as to any perjury right now. I would just strongly suggest you leave each other alone.
Okay. Will do.
That's fine, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Huh.
Will do. No problem, fella.
And everyone else, just give me a couple minutes to enter an order to that effect, and then I'll be right with you with the next item.
Take your time, Judge. We want to talk about this one anyway.
Wow.
So I'm guessing that Hair Dude didn't send in much proof, maybe?
Yeah, because then he said, I got this stuff here. And I'm like, why was that already submitted? It's no good now, bro. But it is a interesting situation that they work together at a nonprofit, and yet he was going crazy, sending him all these text messages. And I guess that's why he got fired. I'd love to know if the messages were before or after he got fired.
And that was I would find it hard to believe. I'm guessing that there wasn't enough proof for the judge to see on that one. That's what I'm thinking, because So then that makes it a lot of hearsay, basically.
Judge snap judgment. I mean, he is.
Oh,
like,
he is
boom,
quick.
boom,
Both of
boom.
them. Both of them.
Got no time to mess around. No
And so
time.
tomorrow we get to see the we get to see what unfolds in the woods.
Get to see old Tina
All right. I'm
do
looking
her
forward to
thing
that.
tomorrow. So be ready.
I'm
Bigfoot.
looking forward to that. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Listen, I never with what the hair dude said. That certainly sounds like enough to me. Like if that was all there, like printed out, showing, here's 40 plus texts, and
It's got to be something, right?
But that's true. He didn't, did he? He didn't really come out and say that. That's a good point. Because I mean, you kind of got to feel. Yeah, he was kind of. Yeah, that's interesting. It's Judge Quick Draw. I like that.
Boom, 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 done.
The antifreeze assassin express Gary Carol C. Flusha and Shelley. Thank you guys so much.
We
I
appreciate it.
forgot.
Denied.
All right.
Gary, where are you?
Gary was in the chat and sent us some monies. Thank you guys.
Many thanks. We appreciate it. If you're watching this in the future, speaking of thanks, you can hit the old super thanks. Also, we are looking for new members. That's right. We've opened our ranks and allowed you to now join for only $3 wherever you're watching on the YouTubes.
What a deal. We're having a sale this week only.
This week only. We usually, we cut it off. We don't let so many people in, but now is your chance. So don't be waiting.
You know what? I think you guys are absolutely right in chat about that, because the way that he had said that, and I know that the judge did just mention that, but I think that one flew right by me when he was testifying about that.
Could be a good chance.
Yeah. He's annoyed. He's not threatened. And, I mean, you got to feel threatened, right? For them.
You got to say, I'm scared for my life.
Right. Yeah.
He's unhinged.
Huh.
All right, guys.
I will miss We Gotta Chase Slots tonight. I'll tell you what, Pamela, tune in to We Gotta Chase today at 4:05 Eastern. I'll let you know.
She just said she's gonna miss it, you a-hole.
I know, that's why I'm
what
saying
a clown.
It's more of an incentive for Paula. See, I'm even stroking your hair, Paula. See how nice I am, Paula.
All right, Pamela.
Probably some slots tonight. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Anything's possible,
right?
All right, guys. We'll see you back at 4:05 over on Credence and Mikey, and We Gotta Chase on the YouTubes. If you're not subscribed to them channels, you need to do it now. And if you would like to know what and where you can find them, look right down below. There's a link tree.
Yeah,
there's all that good stuff on it. So make sure you go to that, will you?
In case you're new, the reason for that main channel where we do a bunch of stuff, right? Yeah, maybe some of that other stuff you don't like. So that's why you've got We Gotta Chase, We Got a Case, and then gambling, and then there's a sports one.
Yeah, man. Look,
movie one.
There's all kinds of things happening here, man. You're missing out.
There's the sex site one that you guys don't even know about.
That one. Well, that's a work in progress. You guys stay safe. You guys stay hard. You guys stay tuned, because you never know what these two guys are gonna do next. Later, dude.
So quiet.
It did get really quiet. I feel like I'm in the woods.